Well, again, guys, we'll be looking at, we're actually on the wrong one, but we're going to be looking at topic 8B here. I can make this bigger. So I wrote some notes. I copied all of them from this document. I'll post that in the description of the video. You should see my Google Drive there. You'll be able to access it. So, for this topic, we'll be mostly looking at configuring mobile device apps. There's a lot more that entails than just, downloading a few apps, as I learned. So, of course, there's a difference between two types of apps. There's iOS apps and Android apps. All this takes is a quick account creation on either or device. You'll be able to download as many apps as you can. Um, there is a difference, though, between iOS and Android. Android has multiple stores. It seems like that's on the next slide. But a lot of these apps want to read your files or your contacts and use your microphone. Um, Not for necessarily malicious purposes, but just to see, say if you got Snapchat, it's going to need your phone. I mean, going to need your camera regardless. And so you can't use the app without, unless you don't want to use that feature. That would kind of weird, just having everything like in text and nothing, camera, you can't send any pictures. So in the settings, that's where you would use the permissions to not allow them to see your photos. And I think iOS has the same thing. Yeah, they kind of use WhatsApp as an example. Moving on, we got the account setup. Um, so far, there's three accounts that you can use to get apps. They have Microsoft. Now, when it says Microsoft 365, kind of makes me think of just Office 365. But this comes when you have a new Microsoft phone. And this slide makes note of the synchronization of your contacts, your email, your data, your photos, and it just stores them to the cloud. So we have three. We just went over Microsoft Google Workspace. If you just have an email account, you can access all their apps. You can see the nine three dots. I'll show a diagram in the post of the video post making. Or I guess I can show you guys now. So if I go to Google, just Google, you can see these. My camera might be hiding it, so you can see these. And you can access all of those. For iCloud, it's kind of the same thing. It just provides their software and a free storage tier on the iCloud. Okay, let's see. Moving on to synchronization. So this is synchronizing all your contacts. You might have two different devices. You want to sync your Android contacts with your Apple contacts. Sadly, there's no issue with this. Um, there can be ways where you could do it. I haven't gone myself too deep into it, but that's an issue with calendar. So if I have a Google Calendar and I make note of it, it will not go, it will not be synced up with my Outlook calendar. Same with the mail. I mean, it's more or less much easier with mail. It doesn't seem like they have any two syncing issues. But yeah, can be often, as states, there can be often be sync issues. However, particularly with deletions, say items and draft compositions. So I might delete a mail on my phone, and when I go to my computer, it's still there. Um, I believe with the pictures, and yeah, of course, with the pictures, same sync issues. Although this doesn't really uh make note. Oh, okay. It does make note of sync issues. Users editing a document on different devices may have trouble with version history unless the changes are saved directly to the copy stored in the cloud. So yeah, um, kind of same. I guess one add though is my iCloud. I pay for more data and I didn't back up my phone. And so when I went to get a new phone, I wasn't able to get all my data back. I had a lot of pictures on there that were lost, sadly. Some were kind of bad, so I don't regret losing those photos. There was a lot of good ones that I had on there. I could maybe still get them using like a forensic like image copier, but I still need to look into that. So for apps synchronizing, that's pretty easy. If you're using a social media like Snapchat, log into an account and if you take a picture, it'll log into their cloud. For passwords, this one's a little bit harder because I have different like password managers for my phone, for this computer, this browser, for another browser called Opera GX. I have those. I have some there, and that's, the thing to make note is always remember that if they access your account, so if they access my Google account or my Microsoft account, now they have access to all these services because all they have to do is press it. Um, autofill password. And this is where there's this thing called two-factor authentication. We'll look later in the video on that. Let's see what is our time. Okay, we got 7 minutes. For email configuration options, I'm not too well versed in this part, but whenever you set up an email account on your phone, fairly easy. Sometimes hard. Let's see. Now, if you're using it with corporate or ISP, this is a little bit harder. You might have to, as it says right here, write the domain, then your username. You only really see this and if you're working, not for your personal use, really. There are differences between the three mail servers. So IMAP, that's if you're moving across multiple devices. POP will download the mail to the device, remove it from the server mailbox. And Exchange, Microsoft Exchange does not work with these two, but it does have Exchange active sync. Outgoing mail server is the SMTP, and transport layer security will also help you with this, although you gotta make sure your mail provider supports it. So here we have the iPhone. This guy's setting up his account. Description, puts the host name. Host name, that's his mail server. On to the next one, synchronizing methods. You could easily sync. I believe even browser has sync options. It's kind of crazy how much stuff you could do. And if you're using Android, there could be data caps on how much you could be downloading because it takes data for it to be syncing. Synchronizing PCs, two PCs is when you plug in, sorry, when you plug in your phone and then you want all the photos here. I should have done that. I think I did do that, but hopefully I did it. Could be a chance that I did it. Um, it goes to transfer like voice memos. I believe we have to have iTunes for that if you're using Apple, and you gotta use um, I believe Google is okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little bit more free. This last one's kind of crazy. A smartphone can be used to drive the head unit so that, oh, unit, so the navigation feature for a smartphone will appear in this display, simple for safe use while driving. Okay, I misunderstood that part. I thought it was trying to say that it could drive its car itself, but I was like, no, that's a security issue. But it's just talking about, excuse me, trying to get CarPlay. I know that CarPlay, as it says right here, and Android Auto. I haven't seen Android Auto at all, because I don't use Android. But it basically gives you uh, access to the apps like navigation, your favorite listening app, whether it be YouTube Music, Spotify, Pandora. There's other ones that I'm missing. Well, there's also like Sirius XM. I never use that. I don't even know what that is sometimes. Apparently in Mexico they use it a lot. So, enterprise mobility management. Now this will be on the exam. I think the other stuff was kind of like here or there, hearsay. Mobile device management. You will be questioned on this. I was questioned on, and I took the exam twice. Failed both times. Guess what? I've had 26 more points I would have passed. Yeah, I'm not too happy about that. So that's why I'm trying to make videos for you guys and as for me as well. Uh, mobile device management, process and supporting technology for tracking, controlling, and security organizations, mobility infrastructure. So there is more data on a iPhone you use at work. This helps them to remote wipe them, say if you're fired or you lose it. Mobile application management sets policies for apps that can process corporate data and prevent data transfers from personal apps. Now, for this one, they don't want you to be downloading Netflix and to be watching it on their phone. That's just kind of unprofessional. I mean, so yeah, so it allows the limit of apps that you can get on it. I actually did experience, I believe it was bring your own device. I think it's down here where it says, okay, well, where you basically, I'll put these links in the description as well, because I guess I could just copy them and put them there, but I think if I put these links in the video, it'll be much better. I had a device and I was working for Microsoft. I had to get vetted. I had to have a health NSA agent on it, make sure it was healthy, it wasn't uh, contaminated with, whatever I could have had on it. And the process was fairly simple. I know my colleagues weren't too a fan of it. But when you're using your own personal device, you're still going to use it for personal reasons, and all the data that you had on there will be remote wiped once you stop using it. So once I stopped using it, I was not allowed to access my Teams anymore, the email, the documents that I saved on Microsoft 365. And I think here we have a diagram. I actually haven't looked at this, but this is if I were to, this is Microsoft Azure, so I did know this can be PTSD of working for them. Uh, so this seems like it's a cloud service. I believe if you are interested into this, I'll provide a link of um a free trial. I think they give you like $100 in credit, and you can play around with it, see like get more of a hands-on approach with MDMM. Yeah, Microsoft Intune. That's the name. Time is up. I think we'll have two more slides and we should be good. So moving on. All right, there's this thing I was talking about in the beginning, two-factor authentication. Um, I don't know if you've been living under a rock, but a lot of iPhones they have you put in the PIN, and if you want to use certain like applications, say I want to use like Facebook, and I set two-factor authentication, then it'll ask for my Face ID or they'll send me a message to my phone number, which I can put the code for it. So it basically just goes around, I think it's three things is like what you are. So like Face ID, fingerprints, retina scan, biometric scanners, what you know. So that's passwords, PIN numbers, and what you have. And that's, I wouldn't say it's on the exam because it sounds too easy, but I think it is on the exam. And what you have is like a token or a smart card, or if you work for the government, you have a CAP card. Again, um, this is the Microsoft Azure, and they're using it with Intune. So, see where the two-factor authentication. Yeah, right here, fingerprint unlocked, smart lock. There's two-factor authentication. So for the last one, locational service or location services. GPS puts you on a map for use the satellite to pinpoint what's your latitude and longitude. And or position system use radio towers or access points to pinpoint where your device is. Kinda, I haven't seen that with Wi-Fi access points, but I know it does with cellular radio towers. I know with Find My iPhone for Apple uses some form of locational service to figure out where it is if you have the Apple ID or ID tag, and then there's the yeah, I think that's it. I mean, there's others. Oh, iPhone, AirPods, not iPhone, and there's even the magnetometer sensor on it. There's a app you could use. I forgot which app it is, but it comes with your iPhone, and you could just know where north is. It's kind of weird. Kind of cool though that smartphones are taking everything and condensing all these tools into one thing. So that was it. I'm gonna upload this video right after I get off. So it's been cool with guys. We'll be looking into topic 8C, hopefully. Might not have enough time, but hopefully.